Let's get it going.
All right. CKJ, Crypto News, Crypto Pioneers. I'd like to welcome everybody to the show today. Today we actually have a very, 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 very special guest. If you've been following me for a while, you know I pretty much said this guy right here has his PhD in Rippleology. Talking about the infamous Alex Cobb. I'd like to welcome you to the show.
What's going on, man?
How you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. Pretty good.
I'd like to really, really thank you for taking time out to come on the show. It really means the world to me, that's for sure.
No worries, man. That's nothing.
Alrighty.
Pretty much what I do.
I tell you, Crypto Pioneers, you know, I watch Alex Cobb all the time. I watch him actually since about around 5,000 subs. And, you know, I felt a little odd when I was like, should I send you the questions? And he was like, no questions needed. And that's exactly what I was thinking, too, because I was like, hold on. He does the Ask Me Anything. So I know he'd be well prepared. That's for sure. So, yeah. So I knew the questions wasn't necessary. And we're pretty much just making this video, like, off the top of our head. So, you know, this isn't Entertainment Tonight or nothing. So, you know, we're going to do our best for the community. That's for sure. But, you know, my first question for you is, what made you actually get into YouTube and decided to create a YouTube channel?
So the first thing was I was on the XRP chat, and there was just tons of FUD on there back in the day. And then, like, all these people, because believe it or not, there's some people on the XRP chat, like Max Entropy. He's like, if you're on XRP chat, you know who he is. He's just constantly hating on Ripple. So I just saw a lot of people hating on it and, like, not realizing what it could do. So I made my first video called, like, why Ripple will succeed. Ended up getting, like, 5,000 views after putting an XRP chat. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna keep going with this. Okay. Because if I got 5,000 views on this one, I'm like, I'm going to keep making videos and putting it to XRP chat.
Oh, okay. Okay. So basically, you know, what is it that you've seen in Ripple that, you know, decide, because like you said, there was a lot of FUD against Ripple, and a lot of people talk down on Ripple, but what is it that you, like, seen in it from the beginning that said, hey, this is revolutionary?
I think, like, it was two things. One, they're just working with gigantic corporations, and anyone who works with gigantic corporations is going to become one of those corporations, right? So that was the first thing. What do you call it? The second thing was that they're trying to position themselves for, like, back-end infrastructure, because my problem with Litecoin, Bitcoin, like Monero, anything that's meant to, like, just for the consumer to pay to a business, it's like I don't see people in the future using crypto to buy anything. I just don't see that, because it's kind of like you sort of have to be like a crypto nerd and actually be able to, like, get some on your own to then purchase it. I just don't see people walking into, like, Best Buy, Target, buying stuff with crypto. But what I do see is blockchain being part of the back end to where the customer is just using cash as normal, but it ends up flowing through cryptocurrency. I think that's huge, because I think businesses can implement this faster than people are going to start using it on the front end.
Okay. Wow. Okay. That's a really interesting perspective there. You know, I kind of wanted to get into Ripple right away. You know, I had a few basic questions about you, so we will hop around just a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, most people, like, I even see other YouTubers saying, like, you know, they're really impressed with your age and, you know, how you retain information about Ripple. You know, I'll say when I was 18, I don't think I could sit still for 5 minutes. Now, how is it like that you have actually decided to, you know, pursue this full time, and, you know, you're not, I don't know what you do with your free time, but obviously you spend a lot of time in, you know, growing your channel, and you put a lot of passion into your channel.
Yeah.
You know, how is it that you're so focused on this channel and focused on Ripple versus, okay, I'm going to be out partying?
Yeah, first thing, interesting fact, I don't like parties. Like, I can't stand them. I honestly find them annoying. Okay. Second thing is just, it was a weird story. When I got into Ripple and whatnot, I really, like, when I was 16, I was so hot for the GTR. I saw one in person. I'm like, man, I really want a GTR. And then one day I'm playing Forza and I'm whipping around my GTR. I'm like, if I ever want to have this is not going to come through going to college and getting a regular job, unless you can become like a doctor, but I'm not going to do that. So it's like, I really set that GTR, like, as my goal, and I just really wanted to work hard for it. And once I discovered Ripple, I'm like, dude, I can pick this thing up. When I first discovered it, what pissed me off was I first saw it half a penny and I didn't buy it. Oh. But I saw it was so cheap. I'm like, dude, I'm like doing all the math. I'm like, oh, I put in this and this, I'll get like this much. I'm like, dang, this is a crazy investment opportunity. And then they really just had a track record, so it really seemed something realistic to be a millionaire on. That's why I just spent months researching it.
Wow, I can agree. I agree with you. I'm telling you, man, like, to be honest, I can only wish that I had as much in drive as passion, so laser focused at 18 like you are. Like, I mean, actually, believe it or not, I mean, this is more or less maybe a comment, but, man, really, honestly, from what I see from you, the sky is the limit. Like,
thank you.
Yeah, I think, like, you are really basically a role model for people around your age because, if you start young, like I said, sky's the limit. Anything is possible.
Exactly. Too many kids my age are just wasting their time. Like, I'm looking on Snapchat, people are like, oh, I'm graduation party, I'm hanging out with friends. It's like, you guys gotta, like, focus your time into something more important, because you could just, if you start early, it's like by the time maybe when you're 24, you're already gonna be pretty much retired and have life set to where you could, like, die and you're still gonna make like 30 grand for that month. So that's what you gotta work towards. I mean, you start young. It's like what I see entrepreneurship as is spending a few years of your life like no one will, to then spend the rest of your life like most people can't. Like, that's how I look at it. It's like you just got to put in the years young. Wow.
That sounds like an idea for a shirt, that slogan there. I like that.
Yeah, that's not my slogan. I didn't come up with that. I just saw that on the internet.
And that's what makes you so impressive, I believe, is, like I said, your ability to retain information that you read. Like, how is it that you retain such information all the time? I mean, are you eating your Wheaties every morning, or what do you eat for breakfast?
Actually, I skip breakfast every day. I can't. Something about it weird. I can't. So weird. Nothing sounds good in the morning. Like, I'd rather stay hungry. But what I do is besides the whole 6 months of just nonstop research, now when I do Newsday Today, been waking up at about 8 a.m. every single day, and I get on, and then for like a straight hour, I just look for information. Then the next hour, I get what I'm going to discuss that information and piece that together with certain things. So that's how pretty much my schedule goes in the morning.
Wow. I tell you one thing that actually really impressed me is another thing is your relationship with your father. Like, I noticed that your dad streams sometimes, and your dad. Now, I'm not sure if he had a Twitter before you or after, or you encouraged him to stream, or I noticed he has a Twitter now, and I seen that you put him in front of the stream and just let him go at it. How'd that come about?
Honestly, me and my dad, like, with everything we went through in the past couple, I'm not going to talk about it, but we ended up getting really close. And I mean, he's the one who showed me XRP. It was a weird way I found out about XRP, because his he pretty much brought me into this. Like, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't even be here right now.
Wow.
And so his friend invests in a cryptocurrency Ponzi scheme, but at the same time, like, when you're buying these OneCoin tokens, it's a complete scam. But part of the thing, like, you're buying like the gold, diamond package, platinum package, all that scam stuff. They still, even though he did buy into a scam, he learned a lot about it.
Okay.
And then he brought that information to my dad, and then my dad brought the information to me. And then that's when my dad's going, like, I'm not investing in this scam. Like, I want to look at like the actual cryptocurrency. So he looks at the actual cryptocurrency. The reason why he looked at Ripple first and showed me was because it was at half a penny. And again, what I regret so much till this day, I looked at my dad and said, Dad, this is stupid. I don't want to talk about it. And it was at half a penny. And that's when I was driving my GTR on Forza, and then I started all the research. And then by the time I invested into it, it was already 20 cents, but still picked up a pretty good price.
Yeah, exactly. I actually found Ripple around 28 cents myself. And, like, believe it or not, like you said, I was almost hooked maybe the first paragraph. Like you said, like Chris Larson said, it's the only enterprise solution. And, it's basically they're setting it up to replace Swift. And, once you start doing a little bit of research, it's almost a no-brainer, on how far Ripple's going to go. I believe that for sure.
Yeah, it's basically like what Ripple does in the most simplest form. All it does is make businesses more money. It saves them money. And what business doesn't want to save money?
Exactly.
It's that basic. It's all it is just saving businesses money, and at the same time giving better customer satisfaction. So instead of waiting 5 days to purchase your property in another country, it's happening in minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's just overall better experience, and the business save money at the same time. It's like, why would you invest in this?
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, exactly. So basically, like, I was, what actually compelled you to say, okay, like, I found you around 5,000 subs, so, I mean, by then you was pretty much somewhat established, because by the time you get to 5,000 subs, that's pretty good. Now, how did you say, okay, I'm going to start a YouTube channel, I'm going to talk about mainly Ripple versus other cryptos? Is that was like your idea? Or, how did it come about where you said, basically, this is what I'm going to do, this is what I'm going to talk about?
Like how I narrowed down just to Ripple and not like anything else?
Well, now basically first is like, how do you even decide to say, okay, I'm going to start a YouTube channel and I'm going to talk about cryptocurrencies?
Honestly, I just love coming on and speaking my opinion and just seeing what other people would think about it. I like the interaction like with the actual community, and I mean, really that's just it. It's like I really like interacting with people, creating content, and trying to show people like, hey, yeah, Stellar is cool. It's going up 60% off a little partnership, but like Ripple's the one not moving, but yeah, it's making like the biggest progress on the background.
Exactly.
So it's like I want people to realize that it's like what you're seeing, all this FUD. Oh, they're not going to use XRP. It's centralized. It's like it's all bullcrap.
Yeah.
But you really got to like. I want to pretty much from the movie Matrix is a red pill. That's like the reality. Red pill. Like I want to give them the red pill. Go like yeah, like this is what it really is. Like yeah, Bitcoin is cool, but 0.5% of the transactions are being used for commerce. So it's like I just want to show people like the reality.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so basically, I mean, you kind of answered that question, but basically it's like, you know, most YouTubers actually have like variety in their channel. Okay, they're talking about Stellar and IOTA and Bitcoin, and I'll be honest, you were the first one to say, okay, like I'm in love with Ripple. I'm going to mainly do research on Ripple, and I'm not even exaggerating. You were the first one on YouTube to pretty much support Ripple the way you have. Like I said, I know I asked you the question, but what made you say, okay, I'm not going to talk about these other guys at all, and this is where it's at right here with Ripple?
Oh, yeah. The other ones, it was just other cryptocurrencies. It felt more like a novelty rather than an actual use case. Like all these like tokens, like, oh, tokenizing like taxi, like it's just like, what is this? Like you look through all like the 1,600 cryptocurrencies and it's like, they're not doing anything. They're just out there. Like they're not making any progress. So it's like, reality. I just can't find a use case for like really any of them.
Yeah, that really sums it up. That's for sure. You know, my other question is not to get off of Ripple is like you're like people love you now. Like you're really supported by the Ripple community. Like big
definitely,
time.
yeah.
Like you know, it's actually overwhelming the support. It's amazing. And
I know. I appreciate it so much. Like, geez.
Yeah, it's amazing, dude. But like, how is it that like if you're 18 and like the people love you the way they do, is how is it that you know stay humble? Like how is it that you don't like it get arrogant? Like most 18-year-olds are extremely arrogant, but you're extremely humble. You're like a good dude. Like you have a lovely personality. How is it that you stay focused and humble?
I don't know, because I mean when I see people that. What it really started with was when I was 16, I really wanted to drive. And I saw all these kids, when they got their cars, they were all bragging so hard that their parents bought them cars. I'm like, I don't want to be that kind of kid. And it's like, I don't know if you had the same experience, but kids at school, when they first get their car, they always have their keys out, like walking around with it, showing like, yeah, look at me, I got a car. Like, I never wanted to be that kind of kid. And like, same thing with just rich people in general. It's like, that's the same reason. No matter how much money I make, I don't want a Lamborghini. I just don't like the attention. It's like, it's just I don't want to go out there and be like, hey, look. It's like what I'm doing is not for hey, look at me. It's like I'm doing this for myself.
Wow,
it's pretty much what it is.
Man, to be honest, and that's exactly why I say you got your PhD in Rippleology, man. I'm extremely impressed with you, dude. I only wish I was as focused as you at 18. I mean,
yeah.
Lord only knows where I would be. That's for sure.
Yeah, funny thing, you talk about PhD, I ain't going to college. Like I submitted my application, but then when like the follow-up like interview or whatever for class, I just didn't go. I'm like, yeah, I'm like Dad, I'm not. I switched to online school. I'm like, yeah, I'm doing YouTube. I ain't going to college or nothing.
Yeah, I actually seen that live stream. We were talking about that. You were saying something about online school, and then you was like, F it, I'm just going to focus all my attention on this entrepreneurship. Which,
oh my God. I don't mean to interrupt you, but oh my God, online school is such a joke.
Oh, is it?
I spent like 20 minutes a day. You're just like click. Okay, next. Yep. That's it. It's like it's meant for kids just to like get it done. It was just funny, man.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I think you clearly see the light. I think another thing is I don't want to backtrack, but you know, people do say you're infamous for. I worked at Burger King and I just quit and I left and does that give you more drive and passion to even work harder at YouTube? Because being on that side, like flipping fries and working hard,
my God, dude. When I found out what it took to actually make $100, like in the real world, I'm like, wow, okay, no, I can't do this. I can't. It's like I'm a skinny dude. they had me stocking the whole freezer with all the patties. I'm like, guys, I'm not big. I can't be doing this. I came on, my back was all like freaking stretched out. And I come back home like, oh yeah, I made $30 for all that work. I'm like, I can't do this. So next day, I go in, I'm cooking up some fries, and I'm just sitting there thinking, I'm like, I'm done. I walked to my boss, I'm not working anymore. Gave him my hat, and I'm not doing this.
Yeah, very, very, very good choice. You know, entrepreneurs pretty much, you know, have the same drive and passion as you have, and that's what they pretty much do. They dig in. So, you know, let's talk about Ripple real quick. You know, basically, Ripple's amazing. I think we're both on the same, we both know that, that's for sure. You know, as far as Ripple, is there, you know, what do you see the future of Ripple? Like, basically, you know, there's announcing new partnerships every day. You know, I didn't really read the news today a little too much. I did see like the first 10 minutes of your stream. I think there's like an American Express.
Oh, yeah.
Is that a rumor partnership or is that a partnership? And as far as the MoneyGram and the Western Union and all the big partnerships, what do you actually see for Ripple maybe like in 10 years from now?
Honestly, like not talking about price or anything, but the partners
with Ripple, as like, you know, use cases, mainstream adoption, and I'm not talking about price either.
Okay, so like the partners they have, I mean, they got partners in crypto exchanges, in credit cards, in banks, financial institutions, and payment providers. They're having it in like everywhere. And actually, Apple integrated the Interledger protocol into the new Safari. So I'm seeing a future where pretty much like, it almost sounds like, might sound crazy, but I think pretty much everything is all going to be connected through the Interledger because payments are they're just stupid right now. Yeah. And if everything was connected and built on the Interledger, it would make things so much, way less friction. That's what I'm seeing 10 years down the road.
Okay. So
the result of that would be me probably having a GTR if that ever happens. So I hope it does.
And Bora Bora, you're infamous for talking about Bora Bora.
Oh yeah, Bora Bora. That's just, it's like you're on a beach, on like a little shack, and you have a jacuzzi on top of a beach. Dude, it's just, I gotta go there someday.
Yeah, actually, I seen the picture today. I seen the picture of it. I was just surfing around, doing a little bit of research, and you know, just trying to prepare on my. I know you didn't have to prepare, but I had to prepare on my end. And I seen the picture of Bora Bora. It was amazing, crystal clear blue water.
Oh my god! I think that's actual paradise.
Yeah, that's big time, big time. You know, one thing I really noticed, you know, is you're always talking about, you know, dissecting the interviews of Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson and David Schwartzen are always dropping breadcrumbs. You know,
yeah.
You know, what is your favorite part about doing the channel? Is it like, you know, dissecting information about Ripple and bringing the facts through, or?
Yeah, it's definitely my favorite part. It's like, yeah, I mean, I love when just groundbreaking news comes out straight up, but it's like, it's the information that's a little bit hidden, and you kind of have to like read between the lines to like see like what's actually going on. Okay. That's like why with interviews, I'm like, guys, don't expect like some big crazy announcement, but expect like a little kind of info. Like with Brad Garlinghouse saying we signed 20 production contracts in Q1, I'm like, oh my gosh, dude, like how did this not get like breaking headlines right away? Yeah. So I really like the news it's not so obvious, it's a little more hidden, and you have to do like a little digging. That's honestly, I just kind of like the investigative side of it.
Okay. I gotta ask you, you know, basically, like the thing with the bearable guy thing is like with the riddles. No, like don't get me wrong. I also work full time, so I try to catch as much other channels and much information, you know, from other YouTubers and kind of what's going on. Like, what is like the whole scenario? Like he, you know, sent you maybe a message and like he reached out to you first and basically, you know, he just puts together riddles for Ripple.
Yeah, well, people like, I mean, me personally, at first I was like, okay, this guy's an insider. The whole thing is that he's an insider, but now I'm kind of like 50-50. I'm like, is he an insider or is he just some guy with a lot of money that manipulates markets? Because if you look back in the Ripple subreddit that he created about a year ago, he predicted extremely precise price movements. He's saying like this time to this time, make sure to buy more Ripple. Okay. And then like the following hours, it ends up going up. And it was just some other things like, for example, he posted just a picture of just like a cartoon apple 2 months before the W3C, I think it's called, announces that Interledger Protocol integrates with Safari. Oh, and then the last one was like it seemed kind of weird, but he was posting pictures of kids like at school, and people were thinking he was like a pedophile. All of a sudden, he's posting pictures of kids at school, like school-aged children, and then all of a sudden, Ripple makes a $30 million donation.
Wow. Okay.
So it's like it's not like 100% he's an insider, but it's like I feel like he knows some stuff we don't.
Yeah, that makes sense to me, especially I didn't even know the stuff you just said, so now I clearly understand your perspective on that, and that makes sense to me. We're pretty much winding down towards the end. I didn't want to hold you up forever. Like I said, I really
no worries, man. I
really appreciate you coming on the show. That's for sure. Let me just glance over my questions. Okay, oh no, I'm not gonna ask that. A lot of time when I do watch your streams, though, I do notice that you got the Ripple mug, and you be making some coffee with your Ripple mug, and I'm hearing that you got a merch store. What do you have on your merch store, and how did you come up with that idea? That's okay. I'm going to start this store. I'm going to sell some, Ripple products. I'm going to be drinking out of this Ripple mug.
Yeah. I don't know. I honestly, I can't tell you like how I actually got the idea. I really forgot. It just kind of popped in my head like, hey, I should like sell some Ripple clothes and stuff. So like I found a supplier, and like you can edit all the shirts and stuff. I'm like, hey, this is really cool, because there wasn't really like one dedicated. I mean, I think there is, but not one anyone's I knew of. But I'm like, hey, have like a one-stop shop, like 100 different Ripple products. So I decided to do that. Funny thing is, last time I was drinking my Ripple mug, I spilled over my mouth, so I'm not really using that lately. But yeah, honestly, it's just kind of the entrepreneur came out in me and wanted to make some merch.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Okay, the entrepreneur came out and that makes sense to me. Now, what'd you say? You spilled the coffee on your mouse?
Yeah, this one right here. I don't know how it's still working, but water got all over it. My ledger was, I kid you not, my ledger was 3 inches away from the water. I'm like, okay,
oh my gosh.
Like, yeah. I mean, I have the backup seed and everything, but still, I'm like, yeah, that's why I haven't seen the mug on the streams lately.
Wow. Oh, okay. Oh, that makes sense. Wow. Okay, yeah, because I actually kind of caught that in a different stream where you were talking about something happened to your mouse, but then I don't think I heard the first version of the story or whatever. Wow.
Yeah, I'm so lucky it didn't get on my PC, dude. That would have... Yeah. Oh, man, that would have sucked.
Oh, yeah, you ain't lying, dude. I'm telling you, man. I'm really highly impressed with you, man. Like, I love your channel.
Thank you.
Yeah, dude, I love your channel, man. Like I said, you're like, yeah, I mean, I'll throw this out there, dude. Like, a lot of people actually mimic themselves after you. Because, I'll be honest, when I first started, I made videos on IOTA and Stellar, and, they're just not really popular. So when I make a Ripple video, they get a lot of views. So I'm like, damn, okay, Ripple is more popular. But the thing is, you were doing just like Ripple, like from the beginning. So like, hats off to you, dude. You're like the trendsetter who led the way for the rest of the YouTubers. And I'll be the first to say that. That's for sure.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's just honestly, it just makes too much sense to take over. There's no way it can't. The issues with Swift are absolutely ridiculous. When I found out that my bank it cost $50 to send one transaction, and the fact that Swift has a 6% fail rate and it's being like maliciously threatened at least like once a month, it's like these banks are gonna have to step up to something new. Yeah, and with today's world now, with more like millennials on phones and everything, like instant gratification, people are expecting instant gratification. It's like when people buy something online, they want the gratification of an email sent confirming the order and confirming that it's shipped, and like posting on Twitter and getting likes like a minute after. So like the way technology is moving, people are more like they're expecting things instantly. Okay. Like they're expecting more things to happen instantly. So I mean, just another perfect use case for Ripple right there.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. Actually, you just reminded me of a quick question. Is I noticed, I went through your videos like all the way back to the beginning today. I wanted to prepare. I wanted to prepare for the interview, but I noticed one interview you said like you had some suggestions for Ripple, and like I said, man, like you're a really smart dude. Do you think you have any suggestions for Ripple, like now that it's 6 months later, or is Ripple doing what it's supposed to do? Like, what do you think?
That one suggestion I have in this video, it did not get like any views, but still, I thought my suggestion, like personally, I just thought it was really good. I'm saying like, hey, since you guys are getting a lot of hate in the community, and they've actually already kind of started this, they have reached out to exchanges. They're partnered with Coinex Transfer. So I'm saying like, hey, you guys got to partner with these exchanges, get these exchanges on board with the Interledger protocol, So because you can still like use Bitcoin on Ripple's tech and stuff like that. So it's like get the exchanges on board with the technology, so then these people can experience Ripple technology in sending coins like instantly to other exchanges.
Yeah,
that's what I thought. I think that would be a turning point for like Bitcoin maximalists and people who are like diehards about other coins.
Yeah, exactly. Like, actually, kind of like just to go off what you said a little bit, that's another thing that actually made me go towards, I basically say, when I first, started getting into crypto, I would send Bitcoin from Coinbase to GDAX or straight to Binance, and it would take forever, and they charged me like $17 at first, and I was like, hold on. I was like, they're charging this much to use that? I mean... Like, where do you see the future? I know we may talk about Ripple, but where do you see the future of Bitcoin? Like,
I'd give Bitcoin about 2 more years, and it's like I don't want to say it's going to be gone, but it's like, well, let me use this analogy. It's like the first iPhone. It was a great technology when it came out. Everyone was all crazy for it.
Okay.
But like right now, do you still see people using the first iPhone? It's like, no, they've advanced onto the newer iPhones. Yeah. It's like, even though, like, honestly, I think I hate on Bitcoin sometimes, but it's like the philosophy and the ideology behind it, I honestly think it's great. Like, no centralized system, but at the same time, there's so many flaws with it, it just doesn't work. Exactly. So that's really my take on Bitcoin. Honestly, I give it like, I think Ripple's like mid-2019 is going to take the #1 spot. I don't think it has much longer. And now multiple cryptocurrencies now are starting to suffer from 51% attacks. So proof of work might be coming to an end.
Wow. Man, I got to ask you this last question. I got like two more questions, and we'll cut the interview short. I really appreciate your time.
Oh, you got it.
Everybody was like, you should ask Sue this, ask Sue this. But, I kind of want to ask you this. Is what is it that you make out of the chairman of this SEC futter, General Futter, the other day basically not really being really clear on, Ripple being a security and just not answering the question. And, far as me, I see Ripple like it's being adopted by so many institutions, and the momentum is so great that, I think there's going to be a way, no matter what. But like, what is your take on that SEC guy saying that, when a guy clearly asked him, is it security? And I'm not asking you is it security or not a security, but my thing is what is your take on this guy just not really giving clarification on, hey, we're giving Ripple the go?
I think he was, I think realistically he was just like legally not allowed to talk about it because it's probably still under discussion. And I don't know, the SEC and Ripple, I think they are working quite close together because I don't think they would be bringing out XRapid in the next couple of months if Ripple didn't have absolute 100% clarity that it's not a security. So I believe they're working closely with the regulators. But I mean, it's just not a security. It's just FUD, really.
Yeah. Okay. I agree with you 1,000%. Okay. My basically one of my last questions is, I do see you on Twitter, and I was actually surprised I even got up with you through Twitter when I reached out to you to come on the show. Like, where do you do most of your I know you, you're on YouTube, you probably answer questions, but if somebody wanted to, reach Alex Cobb, for whatever it is, questions, feedback, wisdom, advice, where do you do most of your interaction through?
It's mostly the streams because, like, I get so many comments and so many tweets at me, and, like, my notifications are disabled on Twitter, and on YouTube, it's just so many comments to respond to. That's why I like the live streams because that's, like, my dedicated hour of the day. So it's like, if you want to, whatever you want to ask me, you can come on and ask me. It's like, I can't get to like every single question that goes by, but it's like, if you just keep it in there, copy and paste it until I see it, then I'm eventually going to answer it. So it's like, that's why I like the live streams, is because the videos, I produce content, and then the live streams is more for like hey, I get you said this, but what about this? It's kind of like, I just really like helping people out through the live streams, through like a live interaction.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. I'm telling you, man. Like I said, I'm blown away. Like I said, I highly recommend anybody to tune in to Alex. Oh, I have to ask you this. I know your answer probably already, but you rebranded yourself as your name.
Yeah.
What made you decide to rebrand?
All right, because the thing about an alias on YouTube, it's like, that's great for gaming. That's great if you're like some like traveler and you're like John's Family Travels or whatever. But it's like, since I'm talking about investing and I'm not giving financial advice, but I'm like helping people learn about this. It's like same thing if you're going to a financial advisor. When you want him to have some like nickname, or do you want to know his real names? Because it's like, since I'm talking about finance and money and just investing, I think it's more professional to have the regular name. And plus, I think it helps me grow better because, like, if you're not seeing me on a video, and let's say you see me on Twitter and you see me tweet out something, instead of just seeing a $ and teenage investor, you're seeing, like, me with my dog and my name. So it's like there's more of a personal connection, and it just helps personal branding overall.
Wow. I think there's actually somebody on YouTube that maybe stole your name, actually, too. I think, well, I guess that's really common in the YouTube, Twitter world, is people try to, like, use your name and they'll change, like, the E to something, or... Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there's a guy saying I'm giving away Ethereum. I'm like, dude, if you're going to try to scam people on my Twitter, like, at least say you're going to give away Ripple, not Ethereum. Like, no one's gonna fall for that.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous.
I agree with you there. Well, basically, I guess that's pretty much it. We're going to pretty much wrap up the interview. I mean, like, dude, I'd like to really, really thank you for coming on CKJ Crypto News. Like, it actually means the world to me. Like, you know, you reached back out to me to Twitter right away. You know, even though Alex Cobb said mainly through the stream, you can reach him through Twitter also. No, I'm just joking.
Yeah. I mean, actually, through the DMs, it's like, all I'm going to say is, like, I don't have my Twitter notifications on, so I'm not going to get that, like, right away.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of like, I only check Twitter, like, maybe 4 or 5 times a day. So best way to reach me is through the streams.
Yeah, best way, you know.
Or actually, if you go to my channel, go to the About tab, you got my email right there if you have, like, a serious inquiry or something like that.
Okay, so you got you got your email on there on your About part on your channel.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So if you actually want to reach them with serious inquiries or business, which I'm telling you, man, like, pretty soon you are going to have some heavy hitters reaching out to you for some serious employment. Next thing you know, you could be speaking beside Brad Garlinghouse and David.
Oh my God, that'd be amazing.
Huh?
Man, if, like, because there's been talk about Ripple having like an ambassador program, and I'm like, oh my God, if I became like an official Ripple ambassador, dude, I'd probably cry. Like, that'd be amazing. But, like, I mean, on the daily, I get about 2 emails a day saying, hey, promote this ICO. Hey, promote this ICO. I'm like, guys, like, please don't. Like, I'm not gonna promote your ICO.
Well, dude, I'll tell you, you're well on your way. I mean, like, you got a lot of momentum, and I'm telling you, the Ripple community, crypto community is backing you big time.
Oh, yeah.
I'm backing you. You're one hell of a guy, man. You're only 18. You're going to have a hell of a future. Stay focused like you're doing. Continue to teach us.
Yep.
You know,
There you go, yeah.
To be honest, I'm not even sure if I could do an Ask Me Anything video.
This guy put in tons of hours of research and he'll get it easy.
Okay, so research is
key.
That's for sure. Research is key. All right, dude. Well, I'm going to let you go, man. I know you're a busy guy. Got to do some more research. I'd like to really, really thank you for coming on the show. It means the world to me.
Hey, you got it, man. No worries.
You know, pretty much, you know, I like to say, okay, after people watch this video, can you put some questions or comments in the bottom? You know, maybe me and you can have, like, answer some of the questions in the bottom, like, video in the future.
Yeah, man.
All right, that would be one.
No problem, dude.
All right, dude. Let me cut this off. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in to CKJ Crypto News. We had a very, very special guest. He has his PhD in Rippleology. Please get the word out. Share, like, retweet. It means the world to me. Tune in. Now, what time every day do you live stream?
10:30 a.m. PST every single day.
Okay. And I noticed you said today if you happen to not make it to the live stream, you will let people know on the Twitter.
Yeah, because, like, yesterday when I had family come over unexpectedly, it's like if it's like 10:32 and I'm not on, check my Twitter. 100% I'll be telling you guys, like, what's up.
Okay. Yeah. Because no wonder. So you live like maybe like towards the West Coast.
Yeah, West Coast.
Okay, no wonder. Because a lot of times I try to tune in at 10:30, but my 10:30 is I'm on the East Coast, so it's more or less like 1:30. Oh.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, now that makes sense. For some reason, I thought you lived somewhere maybe on the East Coast or whatever.
West Coast.
So whether you're on the East Coast, West Coast, the times can be different. Check those out. But he pretty much streams every day. I highly recommend. Nobody can compare when it comes to Ripple knowledge like Alex Cobb. That's for sure. All right, let me turn this off. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. I really appreciate that.